What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk mental health episode. I believe this is number 7. So we're making some progress here, and this one is about just dealing with anxiety and how ways to overcome it and identifying some of the triggers for it. I appreciate everybody's been reaching out, getting direct messages and emails and comments, and definitely appreciate hearing from everybody and getting feedback and just getting thoughts and ideas, and always appreciate it and always welcome it. On Twitter, I'm TRAUCH21. On Instagram, TRAUCH2121. Reach out. I'm always here to talk. And this one is about anxiety. And Kevin did a really good job in his video talking about anxiety. And it kind of clicked something off with me because I get the same problem with like anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And it's like, I had to go on an interview, and I started obsessing the minute I found out. I'm like, all right, well, I got to travel. All right, am I going to get anxious in the plane? How long is the flight going to be? And where's the hotel? And how do I get a cab? And like, I obsess about everything, and I freak myself out to the point that I don't want to do anything. And then it's like, and then the night before the interview, I won't sleep because I'm like, what if this happens? What if that happens? And 9 out of 10 times, it's not a positive thought. It's always the worst case scenario where it's like, this isn't going to happen. That's not going to happen. This is going to be wrong. That's going to go wrong. And it's never positive. And then the day of, like, I'm freaking out to the point where I'm sweating. I'm anxious. My heart is racing. And it's like, you drive yourself insane. You drive yourself crazy, and you make yourself 10 times worse than it even is. So it's like, well, how do you control this? And how do you find a way to overcome this? Because the one thing you don't want to do is start avoiding things and not doing things. Like, if you have a big interview or a big opportunity or a big social gathering or whatever it is, you don't want to start removing yourself from these situations or these opportunities, because these opportunities could give you so many better fortunes in your life. So it's like, how do you cope with it? Do you work out before? Like, what I've learned is, I drink a lot of coffee because I work a lot, but it's, coffee is a trigger. Caffeine, that jolt of caffeine makes your heart already race. Sugar, all these things. So I find ways to, I'll work out. I'll try different things. Some people meditate. Some people try, herbal medicines, all different things. But you got to try to find ways to kind of keep your body relaxed, keep your mind relaxed, and also get positive thoughts in your head. And always don't think worst case scenario. I know what you're saying is, easier said than done. And trust me, I know. But at the end of the day, what you're going to realize is once you got to face it. You got to face the anxiety head on and put yourself in that situation and just get through it. Because first of all, you don't want to miss opportunities. Second of all, you're going to realize that you can get through it. Once that meeting starts or that interview starts or that social gathering starts, you're going to be like, wait a minute, this isn't that bad. And you focus on, succeeding and overcoming and just getting into it. And what's going to happen is over time, you get further and further along in the process where you're like, you know what, I just did this 2 weeks ago and it wasn't that big of a deal. Sorry, I'm dealing with a cold. So you got to find ways to cope. You got to find ways to prepare yourself. And the other thing you try to do is talk to people about it. And this, I keep saying this, but it's super important. What you can say is, listen, tell yourself, I got this big meeting. I am freaking out. And what you're going to hear is you're going to say, you know what, I freaked out too, but you know what, it won't be that bad. And you may get some positive reinforcement. You know what, you're really qualified for this job, or this social gathering is all your friends. Whatever it is. And if it's a gathering where other people are going to be at that you're friends with, reach out to them. Get that kind of like that stability. Like, hey, you know what? I'm really anxious about this. So, you want to go together, or find ways to work yourself in and assimilate yourself in where it's not as stressful. But the most important thing is you don't want to avoid it and you don't want to dodge it, or you just got to find ways to overcome it. And it's like, and trust me, it's not easy. I've had the worst panic attacks in the world where it's like crucial situations. I'm like, now what am I going to do? I'm sweating. I'm anxious. Am I going to run away? And running away is not the answer. Hiding is not the answer. So what you got to do is you got to try to deal with it. And if that means go see a doctor, talk about it, go see a doctor. If it means confiding in friends or confiding in whoever it is, hey, maybe tell your boss, listen, I want to do this, but, I am super stressed out. I'm really nervous, or a family member, or whatever it is. But confront it. Face it head on. And be like, all right, I know these are my triggers. This makes me anxious. How can I find ways to cope with it? But do not avoid it. And I'm telling you, what you realize is you'll face it, and it's like, you know what, it wasn't that bad. Like, I got through it. It may not be ideal the first time. The first 3 times may suck, but the fourth time is going to work. But there's always, like, it's going to get better, and you're going to find ways to overcome it. It's just in your mind. And you make it out to be 10 times worse than it is. And I do it myself. Like, I make myself batshit crazy. And I'm like, then I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Like, this is people I know, or this is a public gathering or a social gathering, and these are regular people. They're not above me, they're not below me. We're all just people. We're all the same blood, everything else. It's like, we'll be okay. So, I think I rambled for 5.5 minutes here, but anxiety sucks. Face it. Find ways to avoid your triggers. Try to keep yourself in a stable, calm place, a positive place. Talk to people about it. Find ways to overcome it. Meditation, whatever it may be. You know, it can have a cup of like a teas. There's always herbal teas that can relax you. There's CBD gummies. There's a variety of things you can do. But try to explore them. Don't give up. Don't quit. Just keep trying to find ways to overcome anxiety. It can be done. It's not easy. I've done it. It's definitely not easy. I struggle with it all the time, but you'll get there. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you next time.